Can you start recording?
I'm using the own software.
You're using your own software?
Yeah.
That's fine. So you're using your own software. So 4.5 is your beam sensor, and your beam sensor, from your lectures, you know that. So there's like some time delay here. Your beam sensor would be, you're looking at one edge here and the fifth edge here, and then you're calculating the time it takes. So this is that's for your pendulum swinging across like that way, and then coming across through the middle, which is your beam sensor, and then coming back across, right? So that's your 5 edges. Obviously, we don't have the pendulum, or you guys don't have it. So what you can do is you can create a slower clock. For an example, you can use 20 millisecond clock, and you create this clock by using the same way as your PWM clock. So you have like, I don't know how many bits you have, but maybe let's say it's 20 bits of a counter.
Mm-hmm.
And then you take the counter 19, and that would be a slower clock, right? So this counter 19 bit would be a slower clock. So let's say this is, 50 megahertz. And then maybe this becomes your 20 millisecond clock, which is your 50 hertz.
Okay.
And then because you know that you have your 20 millisecond clock, that means from this edge, the first edge, and second, third, fourth, fifth, there should be, let's say, there's 2 periods, so this is 40 millisecond. So in your C code, you need to measure the time it takes for your pendulum to swing backwards and forwards, right? So this is your pendulum swinging backwards and forwards. So in your Eclipse, you should get roughly 40 milliseconds.
Okay.
And then to do all this, you just need to create a clock here, and then put that clock through a parallel port. So you can use that one, or you can use the other one, which is this one. You can use this one as well to generate your clock. It's up to you. So, but make sure you use both edges.
Yeah.
And then make sure you generate a RIQ, because that will generate your interrupt.
Okay.
And then your interrupt will be like here, so like normal. And then in the Eclipse, you look for that interrupt level, and then you measure the time here. So that should get you good progress for 4.5.
Mm-hmm.
4.4, you can't do anything much unless you have the pendulum. Maybe I'll find a way to help you guys with this over the weekend. I'll think about it. But then 4.6, what you guys can do is derive the equations. So Lindsay goes through the equations for this section.
Okay.
And get the code up. So your equations you can simplify the equations from the times that you get. So let's say you have your 5 edges, T1, T2, T3, T4, T5. The equation that you use here will be a simplified version of using all of these if you derive it properly. I can't tell you too much without giving it away. So just do the derivation and see how you can make it simpler.
Okay.
Hopefully that helps.
We will just start on 4.5. Sorry, try to start it.
Yeah. So 4.5 should be quite straightforward. So yeah, you get started on that, and then you know that it works. So at least that one you can confirm with just the FPGA.
Okay.
Yeah. And then once the lab comes next week, you can just comment out the clock and put in the beam sensor.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
It's okay. I think that should give you guys enough to do for today.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Good luck.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.